The honourable member for Clare Digby.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The House is very cordial on this piece of bill. I'd like to start off by saying how much a privilege it is for myself to rise and speak on the good work that we've seen by this department on this bill and by the minister. To me, this is one of the most exciting pieces of legislation I think the province will see in quite a while as far as moving our future forward. I'd also like to thank all the staff of the Department of Energy. I've had the opportunity myself to engage with them, and I think we have a tremendous group of people there that have put together a fantastic plan for us in this regards. And finally, I'd like to thank my colleagues on this side of the floor for allowing me to stand up and speak. There's several of us that would have liked to have filled in on this one for sure. It's an opportunity, I think, in the ocean energy area that is going to set the path for us down the road. Obviously, with my riding, Mr. Speaker, in Digby, actually I live on the Bay of Fundy. I have the privilege of sitting and watching the tides every day go up and down from my home. And tidal energy in my community has been something that we've talked about for years and years and years. Actually, we can go back probably longer than any other community in Nova Scotia with the start of the tidal project in Annapolis Royal, and now continuing on with all the good work that we see of our municipal leaders. I'd like to thank the members across the floor, Leader of the Opposition, and the member for Chester St. Margaret's for mentioning the good work of the municipal people in my riding towards advancing tidal energy as a potential opportunity. I was very proud last year to attend the 5th Annual Conference on Ocean Energy, which we were very fortunate in my riding to premier the opportunities that the Port of Digby has. It was well organized. This is an international conference that was recognized right across the world, and we were at the forefront of that. I'm very proud also of the group that we have of Fundy Tidal Inc. You'll notice in the legislation it does mention the opportunities that we have in the GUT, Grand Passage and Petite Passage that's being taken advantage of through a CDIF with Fundy Tidal Inc. And they're showing the way that small communities can rise up and get on the big stage in this area. To start with, I'd just like to say that ocean energy development is probably one of the most tremendous opportunities that we have in this province. We need a clear path and a responsible path forward to develop Nova Scotia's marine renewable energy sector. The Marine Renewable Energy Act provides this framework for safe, responsible and strategic development of Nova Scotia's tidal resource. Our tidal resources, particularly in the Bay of Fundy, will make a significant contribution to the province, both as a growing economic generator with export potential and as a new source of power. Nova Scotia has already been seen globally as a centre of excellence in the tidal energy, and this legislation is key in the continuing of this momentum. First, I'd like to talk also on a couple of points. There's 3 points here. We're introducing some changes that will help improve public confidence, and that's probably one of the biggest steps that this government, I think, is doing with a lot of our legislation. Our priority is to develop this resource in a safe and responsible way. We want to make sure that Nova Scotians are on board. We've significantly strengthened the provisions requiring the collection of environmental information from baseline data to other environmental effects. And we've strengthened our authority to share this information with regulators, including Environment and DFO. Secondly, Madam Speaker, we're advancing the process of establishing 3 new areas for tidal energy development for the Fundy Tidal ComFit projects. These areas allow Fundy Tidal Inc. to make progress on their projects while we complete the process and finally confirm the areas under regulation in 2016. And these areas, again, as I had mentioned, are areas directly in my community. And just for those that aren't aware, Fundy Tidal Inc., it is a community feed-in tariff approved project, and it has 3 areas. The Digby Gut is approved for 1.99 megawatts. The 500 kilowatts each in each of the passages. So they're planning on deploying an in-stream tidal energy project. This is a little bit smaller than what you see in the Force area. And it's an extremely exciting opportunity for development in a lot of areas that don't have the opportunity to expand and develop the larger ones that we're going to see up in the forest area. Lastly, there are several administrative changes that clarify the roles and the responsibility, Madam Speaker, within government, particularly how DNR and Fisheries and Aquaculture are involved in the administration and the elements of the Act. So those are the three key aspects of the Act, Madam Speaker, that I think are primary to what this will bring. I heard a few comments across the floor in regards to timelines and flexibility, and I would want to bring forward some information also that we've been very fortunate in establishing a tidal working group within the province. I'd like to recognize the support that the Minister of Energy and the Minister of Business gave myself in asking this happen, and basically what it is, it's an opportunity for all levels of government. It includes Department of Business, Department of Energy, Nova Scotia Business Inc., ACOA, municipal people are at that table, and myself. And we know as government sometimes we don't move at the same speed that industry does, and this forum is providing an excellent opportunity for all sectors of government to be on the same page and understand the tidal energy industry as it's moving forward, Madam Speaker. And to me, that's key for us to be able to keep up and keep ahead and be within established timelines and have that flexibility that was mentioned by the members opposite. This tidal working group allows us all to understand what's going on in each department, and it allows us all to understand from right down to the grassroots with the municipal people that are involved. It's a tremendous opportunity and an example for a lot of different opportunities within government to establish, again, to make sure that we're moving as government at the same speed that industry is. I've had the opportunity to tour the AECON facilities in Dartmouth and in Pictou, and I would encourage anybody, if they ever have the opportunity to do it, it is tremendous to see the massive design and technology that's going into one particular project with Open Hydro. For those that don't realize, that project alone employs 300 people in Nova Scotia just on the building of these two turbines. So when you expand that out to look at the opportunities that we have down the road with tidal and what that might mean, I'll put it in perspective. Two tidal turbines being built right now, employing 300 people. If we can get to the point where we're going to be commercially developing tidal energy in Nova Scotia, there's two main streams that we as Nova Scotians are going to get benefit out of. One of them is the actual direct deployment, construction, and maintenance of these tidal turbines. If we get to the point where we want to put 300 megawatts of power in the water, that potentially could mean upwards to 150 to 200 turbines. So when you think of 300 people being employed to build two turbines, just think of the massive opportunities that this province has if we're ever in the position in the future to maintain and build upwards to 200 turbines. The second stream of opportunities is the intellectual properties that we're developing here in this province, and it's extremely important and exciting to realize that we are becoming global leaders. The Bay of Fundy is the Mount Everest of tidal energy in the world. It is the place that it is known that if we can harness it here, we can harness it anywhere. So the supply chains that are being developed, the companies that are actually operating right here in Nova Scotia right now, Madam Speaker, are setting the foundation for the opportunity down the road for us to show the world that not only we can do it, but we can show the world how to do it, and we can take that opportunity and move it anywhere that we want within the world. So those two opportunities are huge. They had mentioned briefly climate change discussions that are going on. I think we're all going to keep a very close eye on that. The opportunities for us to export more energy into the United States, if and when they come online with higher carbon reduction opportunities, is something I think that our tidal sector will eye very closely. I'm very proud in closing, just to be able to be here as a member for Clare Digby, and probably what, going back to my inaugural address to the reply to the throne, to the speech to the throne, tidal energy has been something that I think will touch my community bigger than any other opportunity that we have. There was mention on different locations. We certainly do have Parsborough, we have Hantsport, and we have Digby. Those areas are, depending on the nature of the technology that's going to be developed, either a wet port or a dry port, are going to be key in our ability to capture the opportunities to maintain these and to build on the jobs that are available. One thing that I was encouraged about in the legislation is that there is a requirement in there, if we ever go to the future commercialization, that the socio-economic opportunities have to be proven by the applicants. What that simply means is that Nova Scotians are going to be rewarded with the opportunities for tidal down the road when the commercialization of this happens, simply by the fact that anybody that wants to come into our area and develop our resources is going to be required to show the province of Nova Scotia the socio-economic impacts for Nova Scotians are there. So the work is not going to happen outside of this province. The majority of the work is going to happen inside this province as it is now. And I'm very, very pleased to see that the vision and the insight was put in place to allow that to happen down the road. In closing, again, I'd like to thank the Minister very much for his vision on this. I'd like to thank everybody for speaking positively about this on both sides of the House, and I look forward to this going to third reading. Thank you.